Good to go.
Good morning, welcome. This is Wild Earth Safari, coming to you from Djuma Game Reserve in South Africa. My name is Mark, with Becky on camera, and Herman is back in final control. Lovely crisp morning, and a clear sky, as it should be this time of the year. Not normally cloud, although we had some a few days ago. Anyway, the sun should be rising pretty soon. I think we should have the moon setting about now, although it's first quarter, so it's around about now that it should be setting, and it's going to be the afternoons that we're going to start seeing the moon instead of the mornings, and the moon is going to be getting a lot bigger and a lot closer to the horizon as the sun sets, until next week when we're going to have full moon. So we're going to be watching that over the next few days. I can just see it starting to get pink over there, wondering if we should wait and watch it. But my plan this morning is to go around to all the dams, and I want to do a bit of a hippo assessment, because we've had a little bit of an upsetting time at the dam here with hippo. There's been a little bit of fighting. Sorry, my mouth doesn't seem to be working. Feels like I've just come from the dentist. Maybe it's because it was a bit cold driving here. We're on Zoe's Road, by the way. Only for the start. I want to go into Gallagher shortcut, or maybe even up to Aubrey's Road. Haven't decided yet. We'll see where a bird's flying. And up to Buffelshoek Cut Line. And we'll start with Buffelshoek Dam and make our way around, trying to do all the dams today, and maybe get an idea from whoever's watching Djuma Waterhole Cam if there are any hippos at the dam here. But we'll do a hippo assessment and see how many hippos we have on Western Gowrie, as well as we'll try and do a composition check to see if we can see some large bulls, large males. In particular, a couple of big males that we've known from the past, a couple with nicks in their ear. And see if we can see this new big bull that's been causing a bit of havoc. Excuse me. I think what we'll do is we'll just go up Zoe's Road a little bit and get a really nice sunrise. There was a Nyala bull here a few minutes ago. He's gone. Lost my gloves. I guess I'm going to have to go naked today. It is rising so far. Might get it. So there's a bit of cloud there, funnily enough. Speaking about no cloud, only patch of cloud is in front of the sun. A bit of a weird angle. That's because we're on sloping ground. Looks like a little bit of smoke has settled in the valley of Philemon's Dip. Probably just from the lodge. More than anything else. Oh, there's our wildebeest coming through. Oh great, I've just zipped myself up and I've zipped all my wires inside my jacket. I'm not going to be able to move off of the vehicle. Okay, I think let's move on. We're not in the best place for the sunrise. We've got this ridge in front of us. We should see it on our way. Oops. Back to Gallagher shortcut. Really bundled up this morning. morning, Victoria and Jake, Kentucky. We're seeing a big bird landing in a tree next to us. Awkwardly landing in the tree. I wonder, we see this brown snake eagle here often. Let's just have a look at that sun quickly, because now I can see it a bit better. It's not that typical ball that we get coming up. It's got a little bit of cloud. That's a really beautiful effect. Thank you. Thank you, Moira. I think Moira is zooming at the moment. 3 hippo at the dam. Thank you, Moira. Want to say hello, Becky? You have to shout. I've got a sneaky suspicion that I've just discovered something that I should have known about by now. But I think the brown snake eagles are nesting here in this little jackalberry. Very pale sun rising. Not even producing any light for us at this stage yet. Who you? I don't know if you are. I think you are. That's definitely not a brown snake eagle. If anything, it's a tawny eagle. You can see those feathered legs all the way down to the feet. Large head. Pretty robust beak. The only eagle we're going to have here right now is probably a tawny. Now I'm wondering if there's something more than a tawny eagle in that tree. I just saw a large bird flapping and I thought maybe it was the brown snake eagle, and we have seen a brown snake eagle here a few times. Now we're getting a bit of sunshine. You can see what I mean by feathered legs. And we've been seeing so much of brown snake eagle and bateleur, which is also a snake eagle, which have scaled legs and their feathers stop above the knee, well, actual ankle rather than knee. Other characteristic that we'll find for a tawny eagle, you can see the darker wings and the much paler head and body. Although if we go up towards the power line, we'll get a better view. We've got too much side lighting on it at the moment. One of our larger eagles, tawny eagle, and it is quite a rapacious eagle. It doesn't look like it from here. It's quite a large eagle. despite being a pretty heavy, well, pretty impressive killer, as eagles are, and tawny eagles' closest relative is probably the golden eagle. I'd say the golden eagle is perhaps a little bit bigger than our tawny, but they are scavengers. And one will very often, although we haven't seen it, but I have often found them sitting in trees near leopard kills. They might attract vultures by their presence. A very dense top of the tree because it's been broken by that storm that came through a few weeks ago. Top of that jackalberry's snapped off, but it's still there, so a lot of dead leaves up there. Aquila rapax, R-A-P-A-X. Well, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Nice to have you back with us. We had a power failure here again. It's about the third one in the last 24 hours. Not too sure what's up with that. But the tawny eagle is still there, and I'm wondering if there isn't. Just after you lost us, or just after we lost you, I drove around a little bit, trying to seeing if I could find anything. There are a lot of hyena tracks that came out. These are old buffalo. Old dugger boys, as we call them. Let's see if we can get to see them from about this angle. Morning, boys. Third one in the background. Now, tawny eagles scavenge, and they will mostly scavenge off the likes of a leopard kill because it's not on the ground. Invariably, if a leopard kills in a tree, the vultures can't get to it, but the tawny eagle can, and so can a batelier. Well, vultures could get to it, but vultures would find it very difficult to feed on a kill in a tree because vultures don't have a very good grip with their talons to be able to hold onto a tree and pull at a carcass. So a combination of the tawny eagle and lots of hyena tracks leads me to believe that there might be something somewhere in the bush within a 100-meter radius of where that eagle is. Couldn't see anything driving around. So we're on Gallagher shortcut, heading north to Biffles Hook Cut Line. So we'll leave these old gents and continue our quest. fourth buffalo in there. Just checking to see if he's got horns, but yeah, he does. Fourth buffalo. Four Duggar boys on Gallagher shortcut both the power line. With the power failure, seems we had a bit of an internet problem too. Emails were delayed. Hello Shirley. About my gloves. Well, Shirley, with the power, when the power went off, I actually went back to camp to try and give Herman a hand. And I used that opportunity to see if I could find my gloves. I can't find them. Don't know where they are. I can probably find the baboon running around with them. I normally don't take them out of the car, so I don't know where they are. They weren't in my room. Weren't in FC. Not too bad. The sun's warming up nicely now. But thank you, Shirley. Wet patch in the road. Buffalo duck. I'm also thinking back to before I opened up this morning, there was a Nyala bull that was also, now that I think of it, he was running, or trotting rather, and it wasn't because of us that he was trotting. I wonder if we shouldn't maybe delay our trip up to Buffelshoek Dam. Maybe if I check Buffelshoek Cut Line, we take Aubrey's Road and we go back to that area. Don't know, I haven't decided yet. I'm in two minds as to what to do. We did have a pretty good look around, didn't see anything. Tawny eagle flew to another tree and stopped there. Let's see, nice big crossroad here. Who's been moving up and down? Kudu went that way. Leopard tracks. Honey badger tracks too. Look at these tracks again. Not very fresh. A lot of car tracks on top of them. Well, let's do what we were going to do. Towards the end of drive, we'll come back towards Zoe's Road. Thank you, Linda. Hang on, just before drive started, there was elephant trumpeting at the dam, or on the dam microphone. Thanks for that, Linda. morning, Myrna, and welcome to our drive. Myrna's asking after the 6 kahuma cubs. But I haven't seen them since we saw them in May, Myrna. I don't know. I think I saw recently one of the ladies, could have been Karen, asking on one of the Sabi Sand pages on Facebook, asking other guides if they had information. But no, Myrna, unfortunately I haven't heard anything. I don't know if Janet or any of the ladies, or Pam Lewis, I don't know if any of the ladies have heard any news of where the kahumas are with those 6 cubs, and if all 6 are still alive. Not too sure, I'm afraid. And yeah, it makes it even all the more special. What kind of English is that? It makes it so much more special, actually, that when we did see them, to have appreciated them when we did see them, because we don't see them that often. Who knows, maybe we'll find some tracks today. What have we got here? Hyena running in the road. I wonder if we got this on the bird list. Are you still there? No, you've gone. Shelley's Franklin. Stopped too late. I'm a little quiet this morning. Talking makes me cough, so I'm going to limit my talking. Doesn't mean we can stop sending questions in. I've just seen an owl flying, and I'm hoping we're going to be able to see it. It must have landed a little bit further up. It was bigger than a pearl spotted. I'm guessing it was a barred owl. B-A-R-R-E-D, not B-A-R-N. Barred. Hello, Debbie. Debbie saw something about fireside chats. When are they? When are they online? Debbie, fireside chats are Sunday evenings. And yes, they are online. They're on this channel. Okay, that owl must have gone somewhere, and I can't see where. Normally pretty good at following them when they fly, but it went behind the bush. And then I lost it. Sunday evening, fireside chat. Half an hour after drive ends, so it's 7 o'clock Central African time, 7 p.m. No, maybe not that way. So cut line a little longer. Sort of move onto the fire break. fresh leopard tracks coming this way. A fairly large male leopard. And that means that he could be here at the dam. It means it could be Ambilu Jordan. Elephant here too. Wow, they've all gone the other way. Up there, some pretty small elephants that were here. They've all gone north. It's quite fresh too. Elephant tracks and elephant dung. Vehicle here. People getting out, probably having their morning coffee maybe. Who on earth? Oh, yes, Mr. Cook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with one baby. As far as hippo are concerned. That looks like a bull at the back right. Pretty thick neck. Grey Lurie shouting. Yeah, 5 with 6. 6 and the baby makes 7. Baby must be suckling. Can't see any nicks in his ears, holes or tears. Okay, let's move along. I don't want to stay here too long. There are guests here trying to have their morning coffee. I don't want to disturb them too much. Oh, ouch. been very busy here at the dam. So I don't want to go past them, so we're going to just sneak. We'll have to go this way, I guess. Graham, come in. Calling Graham. Sorry, how's it? Tracks of a male leopard coming in the hills of Catlan on that road coming past the quarry towards the dam. Wouldn't know where he went after that. I mean, so many elephant here that would have obscured the tracks, unless he was here after the elephant. I'm hoping that some of these elephant might have gone the other way. So many elephants coming together would have been different family groups meeting up. Some of them might have come this way if we're lucky. Although I think this is where a lot of them came from. From here, went to the dam and then went up north. Maybe we should try Nyala Road north in case this leopard came that way. In case some of the elephant came that way. Being pushed over. See if I can just nudge it with the car out of the way. Now I've booked it. That's enough out of the way, I suppose. Thank you, elephants. Kudu tracks. No cat. No, he didn't come this way. Yellow Road North. Oh, sorry boys. Hello. You surprised me as much as I surprised you. Relax, relax. You can hear more Rhino down below us. Hello Rhino. There's that lovely big longhorn Rhino. A lovely surprise coming around the corner. Our station's at 3 or 4 in Combi on Yellow Road North. I wonder where did you see these lot last night? You should know the roads by now.
I said I get too engrossed in what I'm doing. I don't really look.
I know, no, you have to be behind the wheel to learn them. I'm joking. Bunch of drongos in attendance. Couple of oxpeckers too. 3 drongos. I wonder if the drongos have ever thought of actually just sitting on top of the rhino. Like the egrets do. I noticed in East Africa the egrets sit on the elephants' backs. And the buffalo, and even the cows, the Maasai's cows. So, for those of you who are joining us now for the first time, this is Wild Earth Safari. We're in South Africa, and these are what are commonly known as white rhino, but also known as the square-lipped rhino, or wide-mouthed rhino, square-lipped. This bull that we're looking at is a bull that we saw fighting a little while ago. He's quite recognizable by that scar behind his right shoulder on his chest. Must have taken a horn in the chest once upon a time. Or maybe it was a tree stump or something running at night. Who knows? More likely a horn from a fight. I'd like to find the one who he was fighting with, who had the gash below the eye. Would be able to see that scar. think this in front of us is a female. Young female. He's very broad, square lips with very, or rather square mouths with very, very thick lips. Allow them to graze. Now, if they had normal sized heads, they'd have to reach down for the grass. So they've got this elongated head so that their face is always in their food. Rather a strange head. And because it's such a long, heavy head, they have that very prominent muscle behind the head, especially if we look at that one, the way when he lifts his head slightly, you can see that muscle. I mean, it's huge. It is. Of course, the dorsal spines on the vertebra are exceptionally long to accommodate those muscles. The nuchal muscle, Nuchal. Tendons and muscles that carry that weight. I see bushes moving down below, so the rest of the crash is around. Whether there are 2 or 3 of them is debatable. I don't know how many more. There are at least 2 rhino down there. Could be 3. I wonder if that's not Shorthorn at the back there. I'm thinking that these are the 2 that we saw fighting, and they're standing grazing next to each other. Reconciled their differences. And there comes the notorious young bull we call Ndlevani, floppy ear. Quite a character, this little boy. And one of the bigger bulls just giving him a warning, a huff. They have different vocabularies, Rhino, but a lot of their talking is huffing and puffing and snorting. And I'm seeing a 5th rhino to the left as well, but only just top of his shoulders or his nuchal muscle. So that makes 5 rhinos so far. Incredible. quite amazing watching his mouth move. I don't know if it comes across on the microphone because the microphone's a bit hidden, but you could hear him smacking his lips. Maybe he likes, maybe you're looking delicious there, Becky. Smacking his lips, wants to eat you. Rhino don't eat meat. Rhino eat grass. These rhino are only grazers. They eat grass. It's their counterparts, what they call the black rhino or the hook-lipped rhinoceros, that eat leaves. And morning dawn. Morning dawn. Morning to dawn. Asking about the rhino's ribs because their ribs are sticking out. Are they malnourished? No, Dawn, these are pretty healthy rhino. All of them. They're pretty strong. Pretty healthy. That is just the way rhino are. They have a very, very strong rib cage. Give them a lot of protection against horns. Rhino horn penetrating that rib cage. So they've got overlapping ribs. Very strong rib cage. Very close to the skin. Not very much meat between the skin and the rib cage. Oh, that's a little girl. Don't get testy with her. Yes, be nice. Cheek to cheek. We dance cheek to cheek, they graze cheek to cheek. Look at that. Millimeters away. The eye of that rhino. Millimeters away from the horn. Able to swap sides without horns even touching. Very well aware of where the ends of their faces are. Yeah, I mean, that unbelievable how close the eye gets to that horn. Love is grazing together. That's quite pretty. She's got a tick in the middle of her forehead. Oxpecker, there's a tick in the middle of her forehead. Forget the ear. Try the middle of the forehead. No, down a little. Oh, she doesn't like me talking too loud. Morning, Eileen. Welcome to Wild Earth Safari. Been with us a week and sleep deprived. I think that's a common symptom of becoming a regular viewer. Seems a lot of you are talking about the ribs, and that's probably because of the light, the angle that the Rhino are at the moment, and this low light highlighting the ribs. What are you shouting at? It's not fair. The oxpeckers just got a bee in their bonnet and started screaming and flew off, and that can startle the Rhino. It's like the oxpeckers suddenly woke up that we were here. Look at them, they're just grazing closer and closer and quite happy with us being here. Or rather, I wouldn't say happy, it's not like they're laughing or anything. But they're quite content with us here. Another big one down below this little bank that we're on. Floppy Ear's been in a few fights recently. He's looking a little bit scratched. Hello, little boy. It is an incredible feeling sitting so close to these incredible animals. It's different to sitting close to elephant. There's something about being with Rhino like this that's, look at them coming closer and closer. You can push this car over in a heartbeat. I'm not sure if it is him who was in the fight with that other bull. There is a bit of a scar below the eye, and it was long enough ago. It was well, who knows? To look at footage. Put your head up here on the door. I mean, you look at him, well, her actually, side on with full light, you don't see the ribs at all. So it's only really certain light that you get to see them, and it makes them look like they stand out even more than they really do. Hello, Sandy. Sandy sending an email. He's trying to intimidate her. Question at wildearthsafari.tv is the address. But there was one question about how well they see. They don't see very well. They're kind of short-sighted, a little myopic, perhaps. And they can see us very well where they are now. Their hearing is. So I don't think it makes much difference whether I talk like I am or whether I'm whispering. They can still hear me no matter what I'm saying. They can probably hear me breathing. Mostly because I sound like Darth Vader at times. But their distance eyesight isn't very good. They will see movement, and boy, if you're wearing something very light colored, they will see that at quite a distance. We had another young bull, who I reckon is a late addition to this crowd, because there's even a bigger rhino, the biggest of all of these, is still coming through. He's still down below us. So this little boy is new to the crowd, I think. Maybe a 4-year-old. Got a little round bump on his second horn rather than even a horn. It's just a crash of at least 6, if not more. We now have 5 rhino within 10 yards of us. Chat also the ribs. That's just the way rhino are, folks. It's just their makeup, their body, the way nature made them. Got a lot of internal organs to protect. They have a very large rib cage to be able to hold in all of those organs, and well, it's just the way they are. I guess being hairless is another thing. Being hairless, I suppose it's more noticeable. And then somebody else in chat wanting to know if they're descendants of dinosaurs. Well, they are certainly prehistoric looking. I mean, with the folds of skin and the horns on the face. Hairless bodies. In fact, almost a reptile-like skin in places. Looks like it's scaled. So one would think so. But dinosaurs, well, there's a debate as to whether they were related to the birds or the lizards, the reptiles. There is some theories that when you look at the ilium and the ischium, the hip configuration of the hip joints of a lot of the dinosaurs, they were closer related to the birds than to the reptiles. But not mammals. Mammals came later. Mammals have only been around for 65 odd million years after the dinosaurs died out. But yes, the rhinos are a pretty ancient animal. He's undecided what he wants to do. He's taking a bit of a nap standing up. Sorry, you didn't like that, did you? Hello, Suzanne. Welcome this morning. How much does a full-grown rhino weigh? A big bull, 2.5 tons. I think maybe up to 3 is the heaviest. Let me just see what the heaviest rhino was. I think about 3,600 kilos for the heaviest male. But I'd say 2,500 kilos for your average big bull. Females are a little bit smaller, maybe only up to, let's say 1.6 to 2 tons. That is a big rhino down below. He's slowly becoming visible, but at the moment we're just seeing his top of his shoulders, his nuchal muscle. Him to come out. He's bigger than any of these rhino. He's huge. Stop shouting, oxpeckers. There's nothing here. Something coming towards Buffelshoek Dam from Buffelshoek Cutline. Yeah, I think maybe you'll dance around. Leopards moving. The one whose tracks we saw, because there are monkeys shouting. Didn't even know there were monkeys up in this part of the world. We can't go anywhere at the moment, because he's now decided to relax off of my left front wheel. Don't know if I finished Dawn's question before I get to Graham. But Dawn was asking whether... I'm sorry if I get interrupted, but those monkeys suddenly started calling in the middle of my sentence. And that means that there's a leopard moving around not far from these rhino. But fortunately Andrew's here, and Andrew's going to go and take a look. Dawn, I was just saying, the non-news thing, of the 6, I think 5 of them are males, and there's just the one young female. Now, what we'd have is a territorial bull. This is, let me start again. You know, this particular type of rhino, the white rhino, is gregarious. And yes, you will find that if females will live in groups with their young females, their daughters, and it's possible that their daughters will stay associated with them for life. The young bulls will get moved off. The thing is that a cow will chase off her calves when she's getting a new calf, but it doesn't mean she won't associate with them later on in life. And that's why you sometimes get groups of 12, 13 rhino, mixed groups. But the dominant bull will be on his own. A dominant bull within an area will travel pretty much alone. If there's females in estrus, then there'll be a little bit of an argument with regards to mating rights. They're not quite like the family groups of elephants, but they are social. So 3 of them settled down now for a nap. So I can't go forward now with this rhino's face on the road. Good night. Sweet dreams. Good night, sweet darling. It's time to go. See, I'm singing the rhino to sleep. Either that or my talking has been boring them to tears and it's just made them catatonic. Hey Johnny, in Washington State, not Washington, Washington State. Where would that be? Seattle. Near the Olympic rainforest, perhaps. Is that fireman Johnny? Asking about the oxpeckers. Do they leave the animals and go off to roost and nest at night, or they stay with the animals? They have nesting sites in trees, Johnny, in holes in trees. I guess if they're not nesting, you might find them roosting in a tree nearby the animals that they've spent time with, but otherwise they'll fly back to their nests, wake up in the morning and go and find an animal for the day. I'm not too sure if the same oxpeckers return to the same animals. Look, there's a bird on the top of that jackalberry eating jackalberry fruits, no doubt. Interesting bird while we're sitting watching Rhino. Getting to the berries of the jackalberry. It's the only tree we're going to likely see these birds in at the moment. It's the only tree that's fruiting, and that is the green pigeon. A very pretty pigeon. think there's other big guys coming out. But what's interesting is the rhino sleeping next to us. He's got his horn underneath the chest of this other rhino. And every now and then he's just jabbing him in the chest a little bit. I think to just, don't know. Come on out, big guy. There's a big rhino coming through the bushes at the back. I think I said that a couple of times already. Here he comes. Whoa. Monster rhino. That's Big Daddy. Janet. Was it Janet? Sorry, Jan. Jan from California. Hello, Jan. Can you tell the age of a rhino from the size of its horn? Yes. No, not really. Sort of. Not quite. The horn does continually grow. So yes, from that point of view, a larger, longer horn is an older rhino to some extent. Come out, old. Uh-oh. Why is he giving way? He's bigger than them. Come out, old man. He doesn't want to come out. Perhaps there is a way. Combining length with diameter. I mean, horn size and shape is also genetic. Are you hearing something here? Something off to our right. I'm not too sure whether it was like a half-hearted kudu bark or what it was. Strange noise. And again. Fun?
I heard it again.
Yeah, I also did. But with the earpiece in one ear and the noise of the vehicle in the other ear, I couldn't quite make it out. Hello, Leanne. Wanting to know how old a rhino can get. I think about 40 odd, if I'm not mistaken. And is the only enemy man. Pretty much so, Leanne. A hyena are known to get at calves. Lion, perhaps. I'm not too sure about how often that's been recorded, but I know that hyena are known to, in East Africa, are known to have followed rhino for days until they could get to the calf. There have been remote incidents of lion getting to calves, but other than that, yes, us humans. Wonder if there wasn't a leopard coughing. I'd love to carry on this way, but I can't. I don't know if I can get around them that way. The monkeys have stopped shouting, and they're francolins that are now shouting further down the riverbed. Hello, Dawn. Interesting question, and I can only guess at the answer, only because I've never really followed it that much, and it's hard to ascertain, hard to establish. But Dawn's asking about the oxpeckers. If the oxpeckers stay with the rhino as the rhino travel, or do the rhino just move through the oxpeckers area and then the oxpeckers stay here when the rhino moves through? I would imagine the oxpeckers stay with the rhino for the rest of the day. Franklin's making a noise now. Alarm calling. We still got Floppy here next to Becky at the back of the car. Hello, Jody. How are things in New Mexico? Especially with the fires you had there. How long will a rhino calf nurse? One of the questions. Well, they will start grazing from about 2 to 3 months, but they'll still nurse for, I don't know, a year, maybe. Not sure how long they. I'm just trying to think, what was the other question that Jody asked? Still hearing things on the right. I think Jodie was also asking about the growing of the horn, saying she would imagine that it hurts. I honestly wouldn't know. I don't think so. I couldn't imagine why it would hurt. Oh, the big one is laid down now behind the bushes. We're not going to see that other very big one. And it's time for you to lie down. Okay. Only now, if I start up the car, you're all going to get a fright. Oh, okay, that was a poor joke. Come, stop your ear. Come through and go to sleep. Ah, he's listening to me. He is coming through the bushes. Hello, Stacy. Melbourne, I think. Yeah, look at that. He's been standing behind the vehicle, and I said, "Come on, should flop here, come through and go to sleep." And look what he's done. He came through, and he's going to lie down. A crash of Rhino crashing. This is a crashing crash of Stacy in Australia. I'm impossible sometimes. Instead of answering the question, I talk about something else and then I forget about the question. I don't know why I do that. Because I don't know, it's, I guess it's the way my brain works. But Stacy wanted to know what rhino skin feels like. It feels like elephant skin. It's not as wrinkled and rough as elephant skin, but yes, it's very hard, tough. It's very. It's pretty hard. Thick leather. Okay. Good night, children. Enjoy your sunshine. We're going to continue our morning. Thank you for the entertainment. And thank you for your trust. And thank you for just being you. May you live long and prosper. Okay, I'm starting the engine. Just so you know, I'm just going to click the key so that they know. See? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the engine. No need to stand up. No, no, relax, relax, relax. This one's nervous, and it's probably going to stand up and cause the others to stand up. No, relax. Not that I'm worried it's going to do anything. It's just I don't really want it to stand up. I don't want to disturb it. But it's already... Yeah. Put the head down. Put your head down. There we go. See? It's just... No, 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 no. I'm going. Go back to sleep. You want to charge me? Bye. Monkeys that was shouting. Hi Jody in New Mexico again. Is it true that socialized, I suppose you mean habituated or tame or hand-reared rhino, is it true that they like to have their tongues rubbed and petted? I haven't the faintest idea, Jody. I have never been around hand-raised or habituated rhino. I don't think any of these would let me pet their tongues. I would imagine it's a bit of a daunting thing, petting a rhino's tongue with that nose in front of its face, and it can just get a little bit, maybe you pet it the wrong way and it just lifts its head a little bit too fast. I would imagine that could be a bit frightening. Where's the leopard monkey? Monkey see, monkey do. We are going to have to go all the way around. Let's see if I can turn around. Living loft of 6.4 mil on a fine day on the road more. There we go again. Take. Lovely. That was nice. Only had one stand up when we left. It would be nice if they all just stayed relaxed. They were fine with us sitting quietly. Didn't really like the starting of the vehicle. Now, Monkey was looking this way. Go to Central Road and back to Nyala Road North, Nyala Road South Junction. Maybe via a little loop on Cheetah Cut Line, perhaps. Marula tree that's still got all its leaves. Weird stuff happening. And there's a marula tree that's got no leaves. Weird stuff happening. They're not too far away. Trees in the drainage line that have experienced something close to frost. It can only be radical temperature variations on the same night. This is a little bit higher, this ground, but obviously hasn't experienced something very cold the way it has been down on the Mulwati River near Twin Dams, which is a little bit, well, much lower, but no, not that much lower. Can't be that much of a variation in altitude. Can't be more than 20 meters, not even. Tree broken. New marula tree falling over. Hello Dot, thanks for your contribution. Dot saying that she's hand-reared rhino, and putting your hand in their mouth is like putting your hand in a sea anemone. Only time I've ever touched a rhino was when I was on a rhino capture exercise many years ago. You know, despite my passion and the fact that I've lived in the bush most of my life, I've actually never come into physical contact with animals unless they've been darted for whatever reason. I've touched a lion because of darting lions to put collars on for research purposes. I've touched a rhino because it was darted and put in a crate and sent off somewhere else. Translocation. I've touched animals that lion and leopard have killed. I've touched a wild dog that was darted. I've touched a leopard that was darted. Cut snares off of them. I have touched a pangolin. And that's about it. Never petted animals. Maybe because I've always been in situations with wild animals that don't really take very kindly to being petted. Been hippo up here. Let's go up to Cheetah Cut Line for a bit. So I've never really been in contact with animals as much as I love them. Domestic animals are another matter entirely. I was always very close to cats. Enjoyed dogs. Grew up with dogs in the house, but somehow had a closer relationship with the cats. Cats would find me. I'm one of those cat magnets. A stray cat would see me from, I don't know, a mile away, and it's like I've got adoption agency written on my forehead. No, maybe it's different. With cats it's different. A cat sees people like me, and it's like we've got easy written on our foreheads in cat language. Easy. push over. Just meow once and you got a home for life. That's what cats are to me. Hello, hippo. Obviously going back towards the dam. This is our eastern boundary. It's known as Cheetah Cut Line. And apart from hippo tracks, there are civet tracks. Hippo track. Civet going one way, hippo going the other. One wonders if they passed each other in the night. Hippo coming this way, civet going that way. What's up, hippo? Hello, civet. How's the grazing these days? Hippo? A lot better than your millipede hunting, civet. Yes, now that we're on the big open road of Cheetah Cut Line driving into the southerly wind, temperature's dropping considerably. So we won't spend too much time facing south into the wind. Let's go west. West on Central. West on Central into the 2100 block. Zigzag branch, like out of a Dr. Seuss story. Shouting. See if we can find out why the shrike's shouting. Look, there's another knobthorn coming into flower. What are you seeing, shrike, that you're not happy with? We're slowly coming up to the southern side of where the Rhino were on Nyala Road North, and this leopard was walking south. I think buffalo tracks. Perhaps in the riverbed we might find some sign of it. Hasn't been here. Neither is a vehicle for a while. Nothing coming off Nyala Road North. Well, the thing is, the monkey was still looking north. The one monkey, although it wasn't shouting anymore. Part of me was wishing that we'd arrive here and there'd be leopard tracks. Squirrel. Goodbye, little squirrel. dove. We might have seen more than everyone else this morning, having buffalo and rhino. Sounds like there wasn't anything up on Buffelshoek this morning, or there wasn't anything found. It's not that there's nothing there, nothing was found. Hello everybody. Dwarf mongoose. Nice little colony in their little skyscraper apartment block. Now within their territory they'll have several termite mounds that they'll use, and they'll sleep in one for a few nights and take foraging forays from that termite mound during the day, and then they'll utilize this little area for a while, and then they'll go and sleep in another termite mound for a few nights, but still within their territory. Which is why we don't always find them on the same termite mound. Why sometimes we see them on a particular termite mound, and then for a period afterwards we don't see them there at all. I'm hoping to get back to the other side of the dam by the end of drive. So let's move on. I want to see if that tawny eagle's still hanging around, because it might mean we need to have a look around there a little bit more later. Bye bye children, have a lovely day. It's Friday, mongoose, it's Friday. I think it's Friday. Hello boys. There's a bachelor boys. Parlors. perfect bush for them, but that might be because it's a little bit chilly. They seem a little skittish. What's up, gentlemen? It's not even that windy for them to be so skittish. Strange. Maybe it is the breeze. Okay, just changing battery. I also don't know how it happened. And we didn't really do anything. We went to Buffelshoek Dam and we saw Rhino. And now it's the end of drive already. How does that happen? I thought I still had about 20 minutes to get to the other side of the dam. And the vehicles are already calling in their ETA back at the lodge for breakfast. We've been robbed of time. There's a crack in the time-space continuum. And we've lost an hour or so this morning. Girls. Female Impala now. And well, so much for getting to all the dams, but we've got later this afternoon to get to the other two dams to count hippo and continue with our assessment of who is where. Of course, it's only today that these hippos will be here and there, and tomorrow it will be different. But here we are, ending up at the dam. These hippo. Oh, sorry, Aaron. Oh, and there were canaries on top of that knobthorn, and they flew away. Is that? Yeah, it looks like a hardy-dar's back. I haven't seen the hardy-dars for a while, but there's a hardy-dar in front of the camera, and I'm sure, and a wildebeest coming down. Wildebeest, waterbuck. So I'm sure you're going to have a lovely day here at Djuma Waterhole on the Djuma Waterhole camp. This looks like there's going to be some things. Maybe some elephants will come along. Who knows? Maybe you'll be lucky enough to get a leopard or something. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for all the questions. Thanks for the interest with the rhino. It was a very special time with those rhino. We're lucky to have a group like that. My name is Mark. Becky's been on camera, and Herman back in final control. From all of us at Wild Earth Safari, we hope you have a wonderful evening or morning, and we'll see you this afternoon at 3:30 Central African time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.